my agent, my longtime agent of many years, was Danny Robinson, still is. Now, Danny's father was a legend. His parents actually were a legendary dance team, Bud and Cece Robinson. And they danced for Sinatra, opening act Sinatra, Dean Martin, Louis Prima, you name it, Tony Bennett. Well, Bud in his later years, when his knees started to give out, became a manager. He managed Doc Severinsen for about 20 years. Bud was a great guy. Everybody loved him. He got sick and he passed away. So at the Improv, Bud Friedman, the owner, threw a big goodbye for Bud Robinson. He invited me, invited all the comics were there, Jay Leno, everybody was there. So at one point in the festivities, Bud comes up to me and he says, you know, you were Bud's favorite singer, and his favorite song was At This Moment. He said, would you go up there and sing it? So I said, yeah, sure. So I get up, I sit at the piano, and right behind me on the piano, you're where the audience is this flashy blonde that we knew named Linda Dona, in a shiny gold dress with her boobs hanging out and her Jessica Rabbit hairdo. And she's got her legs crossed, and I said to myself, how am I going to get the attention of this audience with this behind me? Who's going to look at me if they can look at her? So I go into Billy Vera's Showbiz Tips, chapter 42, and I said, you know, folks, we're here to honor the great Bud Robinson today, and one of Bud's dearest friends is right here in the audience. I just looked over my shoulder, and there she is, Linda Dona. Now, a lot of you may not know this, but Linda used to go visit Bud every day in the hospital as he lay dying. And Linda Dona was the last person who gave Bud Robinson his last hand job in life. The place went berserk. At first I said, oh my God, did I go too far? As it turned out, I didn't. The place went, and of course, Danny, the son, came up to me, he says, oh, Dad would have loved that. He would have loved that. And he would have. So sometimes you gotta save yourself and you gotta be a little outrageous. And you gotta take a chance, you gotta take a risk being a little outrageous. Now, you always run the risk. Whenever there's a risk, you always run the risk that you make a total fool of yourself. And you can't be afraid to do that. So there you have it.